What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. A lot of sisters didn't like this Jeannie Mai Jeezy situation. And the reason is because Jeezy is a successful black man, owned a lot of real estate in the city of Atlanta. And before he was with Keisha Cole, and Keisha Cole is at one time very popular with African American women. She was the 2010 version of the 1990s Mary J. Blige. She was always crying in her songs and all kind of stuff. I love Keisha Cole though, but she's ghetto. All right, love you Keisha, but you ghetto. But the reality is that Jeezy ended up with Jeannie Mai. Okay, a woman who was previously married to a white man and got with Jeezy. And a lot of people thought like, well, she didn't like black men before, so Jeezy is coming in saving her. And I kind of felt that way also. And then a lot of black women felt like, hey, you're in Atlanta. Surely you can get a black woman there. Why are you dealing with Jeannie Mai now? And I think that this story today will help bring some understanding to why that could be. All right? Jeannie Mai recently was doing a show with Shan Booty, okay? And she said that she used to have a really bad temper. Now, anybody can have a bad temper regardless of race. It's not just a black woman thing or anything like that. Anybody can have a bad temper or a bad day. The issue is that she was with a man that would not check it, her ex-husband, okay? But she didn't notice that until she was with Jeezy, all right? She says that Jeezy is a person who is her equal, so she can respect that, okay? And when she would have those old habits, he would tell her, like, it's not flying here, all right? And it caused her to change. Let me just say this, and this is going to be controversial. With a lot of people in our community, some of the ladies, number one, she said she saw Jeezy as an equal, which is why I tell guys all the time, if you're dating some woman that makes more than you or is more academically successful or qualified than you, it tends to bring a big problem, right? So that's something that you should really, 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 really stay away from. That's number one. But number two, a lot of times I've seen, not many, but in the black community, some sisters could care less about that, whether you're either equal or not. The reality is listen, I'm going to say what I got to say. If you don't like my attitude, then I'm out. And obviously they're going to cry and calling back, talking about they sorry. But you have to deal with that sometimes a little bit more than other races. And I believe that's because of the history that African Americans have with one another. There's a level of comfortability. And also when you grow up and there's no father there, you don't know the value of having a man or listening to one as much. All right. I think that Jeannie Mai's parents were together, and that's something that helped her in this process. And so when he told her about herself, she was able to listen and to make changes. When black men and black women are dealing with each other in the black community, those changes can happen, but they may happen with more strife. Okay? And that's the reason why I believe that Jeezy married Jeannie Mai and didn't marry some of the other ladies that he dealt with that were African American or black. And I'm not saying that they're not black women that can't be submissive or understanding. I'm not saying that, because there are African American women that can be submissive to the right man. What I'm saying is that the willingness to put back into the relationship, to understand that the man is the leader and she does see him as the equal. But let's just think about this. Jeezy may have more money than her, is more successful, so she can submit to him as her man. All right? Some sisters that are on her level would have a hard time doing that. Like, oh, wait, you Jeezy, but hey, I'm Keisha Cole, right? And see, I think here's the fundamental problem why you're seeing these black men go into some of these other races. It's for little relationship things like this, because it's not about the looks. Black women are very attractive. I enjoy my time, especially with African American women, because I can relate. It's easy for me to relate. You want to watch certain movies, and that's one thing when you're dealing with women that are not from the USA. That's a hard thing for me. I've been living out the States for 6 years, right? So when I want to watch a certain movie and talk about certain jokes, and then women in the African American culture, they get it, and it's like it's so easy because we're the same people. But when you're dating somebody, let's say from the continent or somebody like that, some of the things are harder to understand with that because you don't get it. Because you're kind of the same, but then you're not. But now this is what's going on with Jeezy. He has a woman that is from America and might not be culturally in the same thing as African American situation, but she understands his value. Many black women understand that the man can make a lot of money and be earning, but do you understand his positional value as a husband, as a lead? And this is the reason why he can marry him and not marry other ladies in our community. And this is the pandemic you're seeing during black dating. Okay, can you actually make the changes to keep a man that you want to have? The answer for many cases, in my opinion, is a resounding no. All right? Many ladies, I believe, in American society, they want the man to change for them. The man to do this. The man to do that. And the things that they have that are negative are bad to the relationship. Let's say, for example, you have this attitude problem and you get mad for no reason. Is it something that you're willing to work on to change it? Same thing like some men. Some women might tell you, hey, you're drunk and you're leaving your clothes everywhere. You're coming in late at night. Okay, I got to change that to keep my mate happy. I want to be with her. I wonder how many women are going to do that, especially in the community that we come from. It's like, who are you to tell me I got to change for you? So this is what you're seeing. You're seeing guys saying, okay, love sisters, but you know what? When it comes to long-term relationship, I don't really have the confidence that people from my community are going to want to put in the same kind of work as this. Or if they get with, and this is what happens. A lot of black men get to a situation where, they don't want nothing but a black woman. I can tell you that. They date somebody from a different community. They bring the situation to the table, and it's handled very well by the other party. Meaning that this is the problem that I'm having, boo. Vice versa, whatever. And it's not taken with no criticism or mad or anger. Because sometimes you can tell somebody about themselves and then they start getting upset. Just completely unaccountable. She was accountable for what was going wrong. And she fixed it. So at that point, a man goes, got a problem. She's fixing it. Yeah, I got it good now. Like, well, I this is somebody I need to marry. Because I've been dealing with other people. We got a problem. It'll never get fixed. And this is how black women are losing some of their guys to other people. It's just, this is one of the things. The communication factor. Like if a man brings you something that is really, really disturbing him, and a lot of times women bring things to men and we fix it or try to fix it. But when men bring issues to women, it falls on deaf ears. It can fall on deaf ears. So if it falls on deaf ears, then it's only going to be a certain amount of time. That guy's going to be gone. And what we saw here from Jeannie Mai is she got it right. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. Check out the first company at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.